All right, Richard Patrick, it's been a few weeks
Yeah,
since I've seen you. That's a joke.
it's
It's been a few weeks.
months.
It's been a few weeks since
Yeah.
I've seen you.
Yeah,
I'm back in town. I'm here at your studio.
this is where I do records.
This is where you do records. I shot a
Vegas.
little vertical video of the studio.
Yeah,
We're surrounded by gear,
gear.
tons of gear, computer screens, more gear, keyboards, tons of guitars over here, and this is where you make it all happen. This is where the magic
This is
happens.
where most of the filter records are done, and all of my movie scores.
Now, you've scored how many movies now?
I think like 10.
Wow. My younger brother, Richard Patrick.
And I want to say thank you for always being supportive of me. I really appreciate
Well,
it.
outside your wife and your kids, I'm your biggest fan.
That's awesome.
I mean, Dad was your biggest fan.
He was a very big fan.
But
Yeah.
outside your wife and kids, I will stand against anybody that I'm
Yeah,
your biggest
well,
fan.
you
Have been your biggest
Yeah.
fan since you were a kid. Now, we're 10 years apart. Richie and I are 10 years apart. So we didn't have a lot of time together. Richie, I think, was, Jesus, 14 when I left for Hollywood
yeah,
a long time
yeah.
ago. I don't want to get into all that stuff. We can get into that whenever. The main thing is Richie is a multi-platinum recording artist. He is the former guitarist in Nine Inch Nails. I love those tours, by the way.
And they were a blast.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
I would go watch you and Trent and the band
Yeah.
play different places in Hollywood. I was out here trying to make it as an actor.
Yeah.
You guys
You were already making
No,
it.
I hadn't made it yet, man.
Yeah.
I was still struggling. You guys were out there touring.
But then you
and I
got-
got Die Hard 2.
And we did
And
Lollapalooza.
you did Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
No, and then and then I got Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Wow. And then Lollapalooza, you
Yeah.
did Lollapalooza.
So we
And
made it.
we hit the same year.
We made it the same year. You were in Terminator 2. The summer I was in Lollapalooza.
And how old were you? Like 19?
22, 23.
Some kid
Yeah.
thrashing around on stage.
Crazy.
Well, I don't want to talk too much about that. I want to talk about the Algorithm Ultra
Edition.
Edition. So Algorithm, the original record, came out on your old label.
Yeah, there was an old label that we were.
Okay, and
We don't mention their name.
that's okay. And now I'm curious and I'm fascinated by the fact that you've created your own label.
Yeah, I'm No Pulse Records.
No Pulse.
Yeah. And
Flatline.
Flatline.
No Pulse Records.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great thing.
It's awesome to be able to release your own music because you don't have people telling you what to do.
Yeah.
There's no A&R guy telling me I have to have a hit or anything.
Yeah.
And this single that I just put out, All the Good, is actually doing way better than
It's a great
anybody
song.
that,
Well,
all these-
anybody that was
telling me I needed to write more songs. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many juicy, choice cut songs on this album.
Mm-hmm.
It blew me away. The other night, I just gotten back from Sturgis, and I had listened to it on my motorcycle. So my motorcycle, my helmet has comms,
Yeah.
right? So I jack it in, and I can play. It's a boom system. It's pretty good audio.
Yeah.
While I'm riding. And I'm
That's
listening
awesome.
to it, and I listen to it going through Mojave and
Oh,
Vegas,
man.
and I'm riding along, listening to it, going like, Jesus Christ, this is a good record. I mean, I really, I was captivated by it. Came home that night, got in my office, put on my Apple, I didn't tell you this, but I put on my Apple headphones and cranked the son of a bitch and played it and went like, good God.
There's a lot
So
of good stuff. Yeah.
there's so
Thank
much
you, bro.
growth. There's
My brother is the biggest supporter of me. I really
Well,
appreciate
your
it.
wife is, and your kids.
Well, yeah.
But I'm your next. I'm
Old
your next,
school family.
Old school family.
Yeah.
So, but there's so much growth that I hear, and I made a joke to you. I texted you and I said, Rich, I'm in awe of the talent you have because I don't even know where. I was around when you got your first guitar and you started playing. You were making noises down in the basement, and I kid you about that because, that's about when I detached and I left. And I think a couple years after that, you came up with the act and you started touring with the act.
Yeah.
Regardless, as a longtime fan of your music, the layers, the depth, the thickness. I don't know how to describe it. It's just so textured and so rich.
Thank you.
And it's so well produced. And then I think I asked you, who produced it? Did you produce it?
I produced it with Brian Virtue. And then a couple of the songs I produced with Mark Jackson and Ian Scott and Sam Tenez. And that's Obliteration, that song.
It's just incredible, man. There's
and then there's this kid, Zach Munowitz, who came up with the music for For the Beaten and Up Against the Wall, and I'm spacing on it.
You
There's
gotta
another song that he did that's amazing.
There was a song I was just listening to. I mean, it's just so deep. And for audiophiles out there that love to listen to textured and layered, complex music, your music has always been cinematic, which makes sense that you're now doing
movie scores.
Because you've always been, I know conceptually, you have that kind of talent. Talent's not the right word I want, but you've always had that sort of in your brain when you're writing movies. I mean, writing songs. You've got a cinematic sort of storyteller's point of view. So it's fascinating to listen to. I was just blown away by it, and I wish I could think of all the song names. You don't have your phone. You have
The Drowning.
There's so many great songs on there. And then what was really intriguing to me was, and I made a comment to you. I said, and I've also told quite a few people that follow me here that your roots were, Skinny Puppy, or I might have it wrong. What were the first bands you were listening to?
Here's one of the biggest moments of my life when you said this to me. I was listening to Kiss or something like that.
By the way, Kiss.
Yeah, we love Kiss.
I love Kiss.
But at the time, you were like, hey, check this out. This is The Clash. This is punk rock from London, England. And I went, and it blew my mind.
Combat rock.
Yeah, combat. Well,
London's calling. London's calling.
It was all the Radio Clash.
Radio Clash. Yeah.
There was another one. There was all their early stuff.
Well, it was interesting because I had a.
But that was my gateway to like punk and the ethic of punk, which is huge in music. Because punk rock is why, like a guy like The Edge, who's he's not the most flashy guitar player out there, but he plays really elegant, really amazing guitar parts. And it's because of the punk ethic of like, fuck it, throw the rule book away and just, I'm going to play guitar the way I want to play. And that was the ethic. Because I don't think I'm the greatest guitar player on the planet, but I'm definitely a great songwriter. And, and like having confidence and being like, like you don't have to be Eddie Van Halen's if you don't want to be, which is cool. Well, a lot of that music back in the day was based on skill as opposed to just telling a story.
Sure, absolutely. I follow that. That tracks.
And The Clash was all about, punk rock ethic, and we're just, Joe Strummer's not, technically the greatest singer on the planet, but he delivers emotionally. His delivery is right there. So,
So you had all that going on, and then you discovered, I'll say the dark music. I've referred to it as ministry. I have to say it because it's real hard.
It's heavy.
It's heavy as hell.
Industrial.
Yeah, industrial music. Skinny Puppy. Who else was it? Ministry was a big. Yeah. You were a big fan of Ministry, and I remember that period because I think I'd come back from Hollywood. I don't know, with Barbara or something. We're hanging out at home in Cleveland, and you were listening to all this music. It was just wild. Yeah. And you had your little band, The Act, and you were touring around. You've always had great stage presence, been phenomenal on stage, and I don't know, around then, I guess this is when you and Trent ran into each other, and the next thing you know, you're off and rolling with 9 Inch Nails, which was like the ultimate
Yeah, that was wild.
You know, that was the crown of industrial music at the time in the early 90s.
He still is,
and
obviously.
he's still the boss.
Amazing.
Yeah. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with him
To crash it.
You crashed it.
Yeah, I crashed it because he was pissed because there was a limitation on how many people could be inducted. And there's been a lot of great people in Nine Inch Nails. And my thing that I was kind of bummed about was because I was in the van.
Yeah,
like
you
before all these other guys ended up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with who joined the band when they were already successful and tour buses. Like Trent and I were in the fucking van together.
Those early days. I remember when you guys came over to my house in the Hollywood, actually at the Hollywood Tower, the apartment I lived in with Barbara. We were still living in there after T2, and you guys came over. You and Trent and John Malm, I think, was still his manager, and you guys came into my apartment, my humble little apartment, and you came in, and Trent said, "I found a house we're going to move into."
Yeah.
And he put down the Helter Skelter book, and I looked at him, and he went, "Oh yeah." And I went, "You got to be kidding me!" And he went, "No, I'm not kidding."
Yeah.
And he said, "Think of the publicity."
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And he was right. You guys got a lot of publicity.
Yeah, there was a lot of it. Was absolutely crazy because I actually Trent wanted me to demo "Hey Man, Nice Shot" in the Tate House. He was helping me out, and so I did the basic tracks of "Hey Man, Nice Shot" in the Tate House. So that house is responsible for the Downward Spiral, Marilyn Manson, Hey Man, you know what I mean? Like
but you had done the original. You had done the original demo.
The original demo was
in Mom's basement. Mom's basement, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming up on about 13 minutes in this, so I'm gonna end this part of the interview right now. We're gonna start another part. You can tune in part 2 with my brother Richard. We're talking about the algorithm, the release on No Pulse Records, your new label, and this is going pretty good so far.
Yeah, this is good.
It's not so far. Not bad.
I haven't even been able to ask you about Peacemaker.
Oh, we don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about you. We're going to do another part. We're going to talk some more about Richie and some more about his record that's out right now that you really need to pick up if you love hard driving, hard rock, industrial. Do you still call it industrial?
I'd say just
hard rock.
Hard alternative, whatever they used to call it back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Industrial, heavy industrial, or heavy alternative, or whatever.
Where can we find it on Spotify?
You know what? Modern rock.
Modern rock.
Modern rock.
Modern rock.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to come back, part 2, for all of you subscribers out there for my YouTube channel, which is, I never thought I'd ever.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, do that.